So, you guys went to the town of Goodmead. You found out that the town speaker had recently been brutally murdered by a giant, a verbeeg marauder, who, yep, is right there, that sort of came into town, stole a bunch of casks of mead, went back to this sort of like recluse that he had found, this cave system and whatnot. You guys followed into the forest. You met this guy who had who was kind of like, I just saw the most horrible thing ever. I also have this fox in a trap. Found the fox, did this, got into a snowball fight, got some boons out of it, gave a creepy little spindle, like a Slender Man. That's all I can think of when I think of the Chewingas. They're little Slender Man with like geometric patterns on their face. But you gave one of them a fox. You got a little boon for it. They kind of helped you get to the this lair. You came in. Some deft sneaks or stealths were rolled. You managed to kill the cave bear, which, as the DM, I'm not going to lie to you, was a threat. Like, the cave bear was not just a pet, but was going to be a very big threat, and you ended that. You got that done. Great job.
Okay, so that's this week. Is the pet wasn't a threat? I bet.
So I love sarcasm, but I don't know if you're being serious. So I don't know.
That's the rhyme for this week.
Okay, I thought you were doing something else entirely there, and I'm like, I don't know what he's saying. Like, I'm being very serious as I say this. So anyways, so yeah.
Don't bother taking him to the vet.
This verbeeg finally sees two of the fighters, rushes out. Gonna give it a 50 percentile chance on what it's got for a weapon starting this round, because I think it had to double move, which is why we probably don't know an answer to that. Unless, TJ, do you remember specifically me saying that when the verbeeg ran out, it only had its dagger?
When the verbeeg ran out, I do not remember.
I'm going to give it a 50-50 chance. If it's one, I'm going to roll a d20. If it's a 1 to 10, he only has his dagger. If it's above that, I'm going to give him his spear. So that's that. Because when you saw him, you knew he had a dagger on him, and he was like cleaning. He was like getting leather ready for tanning, like taking like the meat and the fat off of it. But when he got up, because all of a sudden he realized there were people in here because the bear growled. I don't remember what happened, so I'm going to give him a 50-50 on it. And so, but that being said, you guys took care of this cave bear, who had a name, but it doesn't matter because he's dead now. And then Loki started like exploring. Loki, you ran down a kind of windy passage, came to this plinth, this like another stone sarcophagus in a room that had this mural, like very well done, although archaic mural of like a tribe of, it looked like barbarians or like peoples of like snow and ice, and like a leader that was kind of leading them to the promised land kind of thing. You passed through that room without any notice because you were following the sound of like this snoring. And as you walked in the room, you basically like tripped over your feet and woke up an ogre who like turned to you and was like, "Friend, no like you." And that's kind of where we stopped. And now it is your turn. What do you want to do? This large ogre who has right next to him a this like sort of like enormous club that is just covered with what looks like dried bits of flesh and gore and blood. It is like. You also notice that hanging in the room to the right, and I think you can see this, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to do this. What you notice to the right is you see several barrels suspended by rope up in the air.
Right above him?
No, it's sort of off to his right, where he is kind of center north. If we say like up is north in this is these barrels are center south, but they're kind of like strung up with a series of like ropes and netting to keep them off the floor.
And my thing just loaded. Is it these barrels right here, but they're hanging up by some
Yes,
pins?
yeah, they're hanging about 10, 15 feet up in the air. Also, I just want to put this out there for everybody. So, if anybody wants to make a check about these creatures to get some additional information as a bonus action on your turn, I'm sorry, not as a free action on your turn, you can make an intelligence check. For these creatures, because they're both of the giant subtype, it will be a knowledge nature check.
Alright, cool.
I know that we had talked about this before, or I brought it up, like this idea of like being able to know something about what you're facing. So on your turn, if you want to make one of these checks, you can do it, and provided you roll high enough, I'll give you some information.
22.
22. I will give you. I will give you 3 bits of information. What would you like to know?
What?
So basically, what are 3 things? What are 3 things you want to know about this creature? And I'll let you know those things. You can ask anything you want.
Okay, I think I follow now. Oh yeah, I didn't know if you had something. I'm like, I thought you were like, I'm gonna let you know 3 things. What do you want? Like, I didn't know you were like, and then what do you want?
I will give
Gotcha.
you 3 bits of information, but ask me what those bits of information are. Like, like, is it resistant to something? Does it have a special ability I should know about? Is it like, does it hate the smell of violets? Like, kind of thing. So, like, what do you want to know? You could ask, like, how many hit points does it have, kind of thing.
Sure. How many hit points?
It currently has somewhere between 50 and 70 hit points.
Okay.
That's 1. You got 2 more.
Is it weak to anything?
It is not weak, nor is it immune to anything. That's 2.
Okay. And does it have any special abilities?
It doesn't have a special ability.
Like does it have like 1?
It doesn't have a special ability. I mean, its ability is to smash and destroy. But what I will tell you is that it is exceptionally stupid.
Okay.
With that information, what do you want to do?
That is a good question. What?
And just for like some background information about why you got 3 pieces of information. So the DC check to know things about this was a knowledge history 12. You beat that by 10, which is 5 and 5. So every 5 above the first, I'll give you another piece of information. And then because it was two 5s above that with your 22, that's why I gave you 3. So that's how you got that, and that's how we're going to work that.
Alright, I think I'm gonna close the disc, right before that I can still see the hair, and I'm gonna try to yell out, say I might need a little help down here, and then close the distance so that I can poke this thing with my rapier.
Haha, I'll join you shortly, friend.
I'm shocked. Hold on, sorry. I gotta go back to this. Come on. I am shocked. I thought you were absolutely going to like take a shot and run away instead of running up to this thing. But okay, so yes, you run up next to it. What do you do?
Come on, roll. the thing. There it goes. That's pretty neat.
Oh. Is that a 7 total?
That is a 7 total.
7 total is a miss.
No.
So
Oh wait, hold on. I'm a halfling. I love this fucking shit. This is great. This is the best thing ever. I keep forgetting. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the one time I can do that.
Oh shit! Wait, was that a 1? Is it, so like on my?
That
Yeah,
was
that's
a
why
nat
it's
1.
red.
Oh yes, you can reroll it. You son of a bitch. Which is why it's one of the best feats you can take if you're not a halfling. But anyways, all right. So
It's just a great feat anyway.
17 is a hit. So roll some damage.
Neato. Glad I remembered that. Okay, here we go. Good. I'm very glad I remembered that. Come on, Beyond. Show it. Do the thing. Okay. 12.
12 points of damage. That's a shit ton of damage with your rapier, my friend.
That's maxed out.
Wow. All right. You do not bring him to wounded, but he kind of like reels as you like stab him in like his like left leg as he's like going for his club, and he's like, "Oh, friend, no like little person." All right. Are you doing anything else in your turn?
His stupidity has confused me. Is he calling himself friend?
He is calling himself friend. Yes.
That is amazing. Okay, that's it.
Okay. So it now goes to Zahir. So Kevin, I know you're controlling Zahir. Zahir, at the end of his turn, I want you to roll a d20. This round, if you roll a 5 or less, he goes into a Pokeball. If he doesn't, he continues to the next round.
Okay, I don't have control of him. Could I get that?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I probably should have thought of that before the game started.
No worries.
We're gonna go all players, and then you should have control of them now.
Yeah.
I will say that he, if you don't want to move, oh no, because he like, does Zahir have 2 actions on his turn, or just 1?
Nope, just the one attack.
Okay.
Couple more
I was
levels.
gonna say because if he had 2, he could reload his crossbow and then shoot, but.
So yeah, I think he'll just probably double move in that case.
Okay.
But unfortunately, there's no attacks coming with that double move.
Okay. All right. So that is Zahir's turn. Roll me a d20. What do you got? Oh,
7.
so close. You're still there. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm just getting the bad rolls out of the way while I can use them efficiently. Trying to, just play it smart.
All right. It is now Friend's turn, and Friend reaches this, like one hand goes towards the club, and as it grabs the club, he turns and he looks at Loki and he says, "Friend, no like little man."
He misses.
What's the matter?
He misses.
He misses. He reaches
No.
the open.
He misses. He rolls a 4.
How did I roll a 4?
That's my the ability. My
Precognition or whatever.
important ability. I first saw his attack coming.
I don't think that's true. I think you're giving me a bunch of bullshit right now. But
No, I rolled 2 dice. I got a 4 and an 18. And before he makes a roll, because it specifically says before a roll
oh
is
shit,
made.
that's right. Because you do have. I thought you were giving me a bunch of.
No, that's why he can't dash or disengage as a bonus action yet.
That's right.
I got
Oh my
one more
God.
level.
Like,
So-
He's the
I'm not gonna lie,
shittiest rogue
I
ever.
totally thought you were giving me a bunch of bullshit on this, but know. That's awesome. Because here's what happens. Like like one hand reaches for the club. He's like, "Friend, no, like little person." And as this huge hand reaches towards you, and it was like inevitably going to grab you and pick you up and do something, you just kind of like at the last minute do like sort of like a rope-a-dope, and the hand just passes over your head. Like you feel like the hair on your head like whooshes as it comes over, and like you see the ogre like turn around and look at his hand, and he's like, "Now where did you go?" And is completely kind of baffled by what you just pulled off. As a DM, I want to just throw it out there, fuck you. But as a player of this game, that's fucking awesome. Like I love that. Okay, so that's his turn. Like he grabbed a weapon and he did an attack, and that's what he can do. So it now goes to Hrothgar, as it were.
Can I clarify?
I don't know if that's how it was, but okay. Wait, go ahead.
Can I clarify this ability just one more time? The way I used it right there is like, you know, like as it said. But I'm just curious. I usually have to use this before a roll is made, if I'm reading this correctly. And I mean, I can only use it once per turn, so I can't use it again like until it's my turn again. But for my allies, when we first talked about this, we said that we could use this after the roll. Is that still valid, or is it only use it before a roll is even made?
No, I think if you know, like if you have the ability, like is this just like a free action, or does it use a reaction, or what is this?
You can replace any attack roll, saving throw, ability check made by you or a creature that you can see with one of these fortune-telling rolls. You must choose to do so before the roll, and you replace a roll in that way only once per turn.
Well, does
Each
it say?
roll can be used once.
Well, does it say you can use it as a reaction? Because that would have been a reaction.
No, it's not. It's no action.
But it would reset at the beginning of his turn.
And I only get it. I only get 2 per long rest.
So and you can only use each number once. So
my question is, when we first talked about this, we were saying how it would be overpowered if, like, you know, I took away your crits and stuff like that. Like some people do it that way, and that's not really like how it's worded. But I was wondering if only for my allies, if they were to roll poorly, if I could up their, you know, if I have a dice that ups their roll, could I do that?
I think that with the limitation of this only being 2 per long rest, I think that if you see a roll before you know the outcome, you can make that call. So like if somebody's making a saving throw and they roll a 3, you could be like, I'm going to use that.
now you have a 4.
If somebody rolls an 18, and this affects you this way, and you're like, no, I'm going to do this. I would prefer to not do it that way, if that works, if that's acceptable.
Cool. I think so. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want to make it like too.
Yeah, no. I like honestly, like at first I thought you were saying that you had like a reaction every round. But like this is this is even more overpowered than your goddamn Sword of Warning. That's what this is. So like I'm like nope, I don't want this at all.
Not that bad.
But with the fact that it's only twice, and I don't mean like only twice, but like only twice before you take a long rest. I think that this is an amazing ability that is very underused by party members because I didn't even know this was something. So so yeah, like I said, same thing. Like so the creature comes in to go for a grab and nope. Now if you roll like an 18, 17, and 17 would have hit, does that mean that it still affects?
Yeah, if I change it and then your modifier still does something, then it still like happens. Like I was really, I confidently said that he missed because I was hoping and praying that he didn't have a plus 12 at this level.
Yeah, no, he does not have a plus 12. So yeah. All right,
Let's say this is a level 4 encounter. It's definitely fucking not. But let's say.
Yeah, no, so I mean, dude, awesome use of an ability that I had completely forgotten I had. So, I mean, I hate you, but at the same, because I had this cool thing I wanted to do, but at the same rate, very cool. And like this creature is like, and now it goes to Rothgar or Rothgar turn.
Are you okay there? Do you need to clear your throat?
I did
choking
when I
on
said your
something?
name. I did when I said your name. What's going on?
Alright, well, I'm going to attack with my polearm, my
Okay.
attack variant. And then what happens after that depends on whether I hit or not.
All right, roll to miss.
No, I choose to hit.
I don't know. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. That's not a hit.
Well, then in that case, I am not going to do what I wanted to do, but I am going to take my bonus action and hit him with the butt end of the halberd.
That's true. You can do that with a polearm. So roll to hit. Also a miss.
That's okay.
So you go yeah, and nothing happens. You still have move if you want to do a move.
No, I'm going to stay there.
Okay. All right. Whew. All right. It goes to Navakri, which Kevin, I think we all turn to you again. What?
Yeah, let's go with a vicious mockery towards the Verbeeg and just, you know, hey, what are you, sad that your little pet's gone?
This is it a wisdom save?
Yes. 13.
Yeah. So giants. Oh wait a minute. Wisdom. Yes. Now it's bad. But like giants, generally
Not super smart.
not the wisest. But a 19.
But in this
pass.
case,
No damage. All right.
He just didn't hear you.
All right. It goes.
he'll have to be louder next time. Come on, Novakri.
Just yell it. Just get a bullhorn. All right. So first thing I'm going to do on his turn is I'm just going to roll a d20. If it's a 1 through 10, he only has the like skinning knife that he had. If it's above a 10, 11 through 20, he has his spear. Son of a bitch. All right, he only has that. And so where Hrothgar just attacked him, he's going to try to double stab Hrothgar with this knife. First roll. So what's crazy is on the computer screen, that looks like a 12. But apparently it was a 2, so that's a miss.
Yeah, it started rolling, but it stopped on the edge. But it's 2. Get out,
Right on
get
the
the fuck
edge.
out here.
Yeah. All right. All right. Damn, you rolled 20. All right, come on, stab him. That's definitely a 2 again. God, how did I make my save? God damn it. All right, so that was Doug's turn, because this guy's name is Doug.
That was a whiff and a miss.
I feel like really not okay. I feel pretty bad. I actually feel pretty upset about what just happened.
That wouldn't have hit my bard.
That wouldn't have hit, I don't think, any of you at any point, so... Fuck. And what's crazy is he would have missed with the spear too. So, here we go. And it's now Zeada's turn. What do you do, Zeada?
Let's try and just hit this guy with my longsword.
Okay. And just as a reminder, you guys did hit him at least once or twice last week before we broke, so he has had a little damage.
No, it's this one.
However, an 11 will not hit.
No, that wasn't even. That was damage. 14.
A 14 is right on the money. A 14 will hit.
Nice.
So,
Okay, so this
what
time
happens
it's
with the
damage. And let me see real quick, because, you know, first time paladin. But I think there's something I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to smite. I just need to check my spell slots.
And well, I think that the first question not so much against like using the smite, but like, are you using one-handed or two-handed for the weapon?
One-handed.
Okay. Because you said you had your shield, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm using the spell slot, and I am going to be able to do 2 extra D8.
Okay. So it's so roll your 2d8 and tell me what you get.
All right. First,
Smite on, mighty smiter.
You don't get a modifier on this, right? Like it's just the smite damage itself.
so I'm in total. I'm rolling 3d8 plus 4 for my weapon
so
and the 2 smite.
That first total, we're ignoring.
Yeah, actually, if we want to just do that, that's actually easier because
So
that put it out
roll
there.
your 3d8.
So 11. All right.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say like 11 total again, or?
No, not yet.
Okay. I'm sorry. All right. So, wow.
19 total.
Holy moly! I mean, that's one above average on all of them. So 19 points of damage. Son of a bitch. Okay. So a couple things I need to do. The first is the verb being needs to have some control dots put on it, and so it is definitely bloodied at this point after that hit.
Oh shit! Hold on. I'm sorry. I also hit. I had thrown something on myself last week, and it was divine favor, so I get an extra D4 on a hit.
Okay, so roll a D4. We'll add it to it.
I'm like, why do I have a missing?
Oh wow! Almost max damage. Great job.
I thought that was rolling over to the 1 like yours.
Favor last for you?
What was that?
How long does divine favor last for you?
A minute.
Oh,
Or in this case, a week.
Like you cast it when you guys came in here. Yeah, it'll last. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So get this to that. Okay. All right. So that happens. We're gonna go back to the top of the order. I have to go take care of one thing because I'm getting called. So I will be right back in 1 sec. Sorry, everybody.
Apology not accepted.
How dare you? Yep. Let's got your array shields thing.
Yeah.
Activate the ray shields. Ray shields. Such a stupid meme.
Yeah.
Ray. There's no last name.
What?
We already know it's Palpatine. That's the truest thing she could say.
No, it's Solo, because she was alone.
True. That's the way the universe works now.
Right. Ray Uno? Have you ever played that game? Yes, I've played Uno.
Also, you know Uno?
It's funny, because I wasn't even trying to do anything with Uno, but then I was just like, well, I said it. I might as well just carry on.
His fucking Tom middle digits, his reaction to that was bad. He was just so happy, or just in character. Also, you know, like excited, like, oh my god.
Oh, thank you so much for this. Yeah, there was some where it's like, it went back and then forth and back and forth and back and forth a couple times where it was just like, yes, thank you for keeping it going. You didn't use it, but you definitely should have, because it's infinitely better. But I guess that doesn't really make the skit work.
Alright, I'm back. It is the top of the order. Low key. You find yourself standing directly next to a
Sneak
giant
attack.
oak named Friend. What do you do?
Okay. Let's attack. Happen. What? Did that come over?
I'm sorry. Like you rolled an 18 total?
Interesting. Yeah, I rolled it on. It's weird what Beyond sends to roll 20. It's strange how the two communicate. I'm glad that they're set up, but I only get confirmation on one or the other. But yes, 18
Okay,
total.
So an 18 is a hit. Like this is the same as like over the weekend we were playing the Pirates game, and I was seeing all of Brian's rolls for no reason, and then other people were like, I don't understand why we would see those in 20, but I mean in D&D Beyond, but whatever. So
I think it's the connection with that, but then it's like having it in. I know for me as the DM, having it in Roll20 is very helpful because I've got both Roll20 screens up. So.
well, if you have multiple monitors, absolutely. But where I'm just working on the one, it's sort of like I just got to go with what I got. So, all right. So 6 points of damage.
Consistent.
Yeah, almost.
You also gotta do your sneaks attack.
Yeah, that's what Zahir's here.
That's right. Oh, snap!
9.
3 more points.
Alright, only one. I keep forgetting you're a level 1 rogue, even though I pointed it out.
All right. So what I need to do is I need to put some marks on this guy, and he is definitely wounded after the 2 attacks that you have done. He's not bloodied yet, but that second rapier hit with that sort of like sneak attack oomph did some serious damage for that same leg that you keep striking. You're like, oh, kind of goes down. All right, it is Zahir's turn. Zahir, what do you do? Or I should say, Kevin, what do you make Zahir do?
So he's gonna, actually, you know what? The barrels are up in the air, correct?
Yeah, they're about 10, 12 feet up in the air, yes.
Alright, then he's gonna skirt around to over here.
Yeah, you can do that.
And then he's gonna scimitar his way, to victory.
Right. You give yourself some advantage because of flanking.
So that's 1, which wasn't great. That one was not gooder.
Hold on, I just want to double check.
B13.
So,
That's a hit.
I'm not going to lie. Both of those.
Just like my battleship.
Both of those would have hit, so you can go with the first one if you want.
Alright, cool. Yeah, we'll just go with that, and that's, that's his turn. I think he only has...
All right.
It's two weapon fighting, so nope.
All right. And so with that strike, as you come across its back, I'm going to say that you kind of like bring your scimitar up, and like, yeah! Across its back, it like shrieks, and it's like, Fred! And you bring this thing to a bloody condition.
Haha! Take that, monster!
How about you?
There's more where this desert man came from.
This no 5 o'clock shadow desert man.
This very cleanly shaven desert man.
All right.
I mean, feel this. I mean, baby's bottom.
All right. It goes to the ogre, and the ogre goes, Fred, no like little man, and reaches down with his hand again towards Loki. Loki, you're gonna burn the second one of those,
And give him an 18?
Oh yeah, I don't want to give him a guarantee. So what's happening?
So his hand reaches out to you. He's gonna grab. I'm gonna roll to grab you. What are you doing? Are you gonna accept that madness? What are you doing?
I can't react until I see what happens.
Okay, here we go. I get to roll 2 of these because he has advantage. All right, so I rolled a 24.
Do I get like to contest a strength or a dex check?
Yeah, so this is a contested strength athletics check. Strength or athletics, whatever's stronger for you. I would assume athletics, but
Acrobatics, right?
Yeah, it's probably athletics or acrobatics, right, Tom?
Yeah, so like athletics would allow you to have
Like,
more than what you're
is it a grapple sort of?
Well,
grab?
It's a grapple related check. Yes.
alright, I needed to roll because I couldn't beat that anyway, and I fail horrendously.
You should have been suckier to try again.
So you are now grappled, and he picks his hand squeezes around you. It doesn't do any damage right now, but he picks you up and he's like, "Little man, friend of like." And then he's got his club in his other hand. But that is friend's turn, and so it's now going to go over to Yakov Smirnov, aka Hrothgar. And what are you doing, Hrothgar?
I'm not Russian.
You are now.
Nope, still not Russian. All right, so
You
same
can
plan
tell
as the
because he's
last round.
taking his time on his turn right now.
What's that?
In Soviet Russia, turn takes
You're not
you
Russian.
don't take turn.
You're being...
Anyways, Hrothgar, what are you doing?
Well, like I was saying, the same plan as I had last time.
Oh, 19 is a hit.
That's a better plan.
All right, so with that, I also get, since I hit, I am going to expend. Come on, where's my hit with attack? You can expend on this too. So one extra superiority die. Where's my? Alright, so the superiority die will give me. Come on, there's too much information there.
It's going to give you like a D8 or a D10 at this point.
It's a D8 that I can add to that, but it's also going to let me perform one of the maneuvers. So my D8.
Well, I think you can add the D8 to the maneuver, so yeah.
Well, the D8 gets added to the damage.
What's the technique that you're using, though?
My push attack.
It's more of a maneuver.
It's the damage maneuver.
Well, that's what I said. It's my maneuver. Maneuver.
Well, no. So normally what happens is, like, a maneuver would be, like, you hit with an attack, you do damage, and the D8 goes to, like, a trip attack or a, like, command others or something like that. That's usually what the D8 goes towards, unless there's a specific maneuver that says that you add it to the damage.
Let's see, UI maneuvers that are enhance the attack in some way. Alright, so let's see.
Also,
Using my pushing attack, so when I hit with the weapon, I expend one superiority dice and add the total damage. The total to the damage roll, like I did.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, with the pushing attack. Okay, sorry. I apologize. We had not played with a character who had taken that as one of their maneuvers before. So sorry
No,
about that.
all good. I'm just making sure I know what I'm doing.
But before you do that, you should roll an additional attack because you have advantage right now because you are flanking, which means oh no, you're not. I'm sorry.
No.
I was looking at Zahir. Never mind. Okay. So all right. So you do an additional 6 points of damage. Great job. Okay.
But I'm not done.
Son of a
The
bitch.
push.
All right.
I still get the push on it, and I throw him 15 feet away, unless he makes a DC 13 saving throw against strength.
Okay. hold on.
15
Next
fucking
saving
feet?
throw. This is a jam. This is an ogre's jam.
Yes.
But it's
Fuck
not a
yes.
jam. Where do you throw him? Do you throw him into Loki?
No, I just throw him 15 feet away. That way, when he comes back, I get another
Still
attack
not over there.
opportunity.
That's amazing.
Where? So well, he's holding Loki right now. So where do you throw him?
Wait.
You're still
That's
looking at the
fair.
wrong fucking guy. You just pointed it out. Jesus, Tom, go to the Verbeeg.
I like how angry you are right now. Why don't
Yeah,
you-
fucking
why-
fix it.
Why don't you point it out and tell me where he's
I
going?
did. Fine, here. I will point it out. You're looking
Yeah,
here. Look over here.
I'm looking over there. Where?
Well,
where is
now,
the Verbeeg?
way to go. Welcome over.
Oh Oh my God. Where is the verb being thrown 15 feet? Chris. The reason I say that is you could be thrown this way, or you could be thrown this way.
This way.
Oh, awesome.
There. Nice.
Holy macaroni. Okay, right about there?
Yep.
5, 10, 15. Okay, perfect. Okay, are you doing anything else on your turn?
Nope, I'm waiting for him to come back.
All right, I need to add this to get to that, but I've got that. Okay, perfect. All right, it now goes to Navakri. Navakri, what are you doing? AKA Kevin, what are you doing?
Let's see, I think the range is, where is this one? 60. Yep, it is. So let's do the measureness. Measureness is enough. Wisdom of 13.
Okay,
This is gonna be smart. And if this one doesn't work, it's because she got louder, but then he was further away.
It works.
She got loud enough. So there's a little bit of damage. We'll throw that out there. It's just one of these guys. Nice.
Got a 1. All right.
So, but more importantly, he has disadvantage on his next attack roll that it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay, on the next one. So if he has multiple, only on the first.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, all right.
Because the scaling of Vicious Mockery is,
Okay, cool. All right, it goes to Doug, and Doug realizes he shunted away from the two of you that he's got a far inferior weapon, and he's going to run back over here to grab his spear. And he runs back over here.
I don't think he's smart enough to make up that decision. I think he needs to come back and attack.
I like how you're saying that, but no, he's got an average intelligence, what he would recommend. However, he's also got a move that allows him to... Oh, no, he can't come back. So he's going to do there. He's going to get ready with his spear. He holds it. Well, you know what? You can't see it. So he runs over and he gets his spear, and that's I am going to tell you. So, Zeada, what do you do?
that's alright. In this case, what I'm going to do is we'll set up for him. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to prepare and hope that he's still dealing with what he's dealing with over there. And what I would like to do is prepare an attack for when he comes around the corner.
So, are you saying that if he enters, like, this square, you would have an attack?
Yeah, kind of like right where I'm going to have to go to no snapping. Like, basically like past this
If
line.
he crosses that. Okay,
Yeah.
Yep, no, I'm good. Okay.
Red Rover.
The line of demarcation.
Red Rover, send the verbi going over.
But I'm going to, right before I move, I'm just going to say, let's set up flanking and then get over here. Because I was very impressed with Hrothgar launching this fucking guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, as much as I don't appreciate that,
This monster just being thrown 15 feet away. It's like, oh wow, I just did some damage, and that was impressive.
Okay, alright, cool. Alright, so, I mean, like, you guys were all assholes, but yeah, absolutely. You definitely get that done.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Alright, so, it goes back to Loki. Loki, you are grappled, which we have already kind of experienced in the 5e setting, which basically means if you want to break free and run away, you need to do an opposed strength check. If you want to just attack, then you can just attack. That's basically what grappling is in 5e.
Just stopping me from moving.
It's
Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Yeah, let's do it. Let's attack.
Yeah.
Wait. I will say that as a DM, you guys can rally against it. But I'm going to say that you are not allowed to have your sneak attack damage when you're grappled. I feel that that's fair.
I mean,
like, I understand your point. Like, as far as the game, absolutely.
Well,
but the numbers.
Wait. How about this? Maybe this is fair because, given the rules in 5th edition and given the way that the rules are, that there is you do have an ally within 5 feet because you're within its grasp. I'll give you a 50 percentile chance to be able to have it. So, on your turn, if you decide to attack the ogre and you hit, and you don't try to break free, and you do hit, roll a 20 and choose high or low. And if it's low and you chose low, you get a 1 to 10. You can do sneak attack damage. If you don't, that's the grapple has affected you that way. I think that's fair.
That's interesting.
My only thought is, if there's something where we grapple something, in terms of,
I would say to everybody on the Discord right now, if anybody. If I'm like controlling a creature that has sneak attack damage and you guys grapple it, hold me to this rule. I think that's a fair rule.
Yeah, I just don't think anything generally has sneak attack other than the rogues.
Let's, for just the sake of argument, what other abilities would you take away from other characters?
Yeah.
Well, so if you were,
this is like a specifically your character.
If you were trying to cast a spell and you were grappled, I'd say you'd have disadvantage doing it. If you were trying to use a ranged attack, I would say you have disadvantage doing it. Where sneak attack,
well, you would have that anyway as a ranged attack.
Right. What I'm saying,
but not against the spell unless it's a ranged spell.
Sneak attack is something that is like if you're not beholden by anything else, you get. But where there is a literal giant squeezing you in its hand, sneak attack has a probability of not working. That's what I'm saying.
Like I understand where you're coming from. Like I understand the I guess real world logic. It just it's interesting. It just takes away from a mechanic specifically, and I'm the only one in the party that gets this, and that like has this ability now. I mean, anyone can get it, but like in the situation that I have it now, it's like, oh, now you don't have the character ability. You know what I mean? It's just kind of strange.
But I'm saying that there needs to be some negative from being grappled by a giant creature. Like that's
totally. I would be okay if we just discussed it before or something like that. Like if you want to make other rules and whatever, but we're like in the situation now, and it's like
100%.
Now
I definitely want to figure out how we can fix grappling because it's garbage. If we figure out how we do that, I'm 100% behind it. But this seems seems specific, and I know what you're saying too, because like, how can you get sneak attack if this is happening?
Wait. What? Maybe this is an easy way to do this. If you are grappled, right? Like if on the turn prior, when the grapple occurs before your turn as the grapplee, the person who's grappled, you fail, right? So in this case, the ogre grappled Loki. Loki failed the opposed grapple check or athletics check. On your next turn, you have disadvantage if you're going to do anything other than break free.
You're saying that they become restrained if they don't break the grapple?
Basically, yeah. I think that's like for 5e turn. Yeah. So Kevin, what do you think about that? So if there's a spellcaster and a fighter runs up and grapples, they could still cast a spell, but they're going to cast that with disadvantage. And so, or if a giant creature grabs you and you're going to try to stab it or do whatever, you have disadvantage to do that unless you're trying to break free, at which point it's just a straight up roll against roll kind of thing. Does that simplify it enough to make it work? I mean, I'm throwing it out there. I'm open.
Yeah, that might be something that would be a solution. I'm just wondering, like, is it? My first thought is, well, shit, everything that's strong now is very powerful. I mean, that's kind of the intent. And there's ways to get out of grappling. I just have to think about it for a little bit. Like, well, just the initial things that pop into my mind are just like, well, what about this? Well, what about this? It's like, well, fucking calm down.
How about this? So for tonight, let's approach it this way, and let's think about it, and then we can modify. Like I don't want to be a DM that's just like, this is the way it is or it doesn't work. So like, I like the idea of having this being part of a discourse, but I think that where a giant creature has the ability to grab a person, specifically this, like, the rules aren't clear enough about it, but like a giant creature could grab a smaller creature and do a grapple, then to get out of it, there's rules about that, but as far as what you do from that, there should be some penalty because you're in something's fist, right?
I guess the thing is, like, I could understand if, like, maybe in this specific situation, like, maybe advantage was taken away, but, like, Zahir could still be like, hey, ogre douche. And he's like, what? Friend not like that. And then, stab in the arm right at that moment. It's just like, fuck. I wasn't expecting that. And it's like, exactly.
Well, so
fucking pressure point knife, bitch.
Yeah. Well, so that's why I was saying that, like, the attack itself would be just a normal attack, or because the attack could use the benefit of advantage, but the sneak attack portion of that attack would have disadvantage.
I mean, being 2 sizes smaller than him, he can freely move. Like, I don't impede his movement. Like, if you were to grapple Zahir, it would half his movement because he's grappling Zahir, which is a medium creature, which is only 1 less. But I'm 2 sizes less. So he can still freely move. Like, that's the...
No, I get it. But I'm just saying that, like, you are literally trapped in somebody's hand. So, like, you're in their palm kind of thing. Yeah. So, like, that's why I'm like, let's do this. Like, for this particular encounter, you can straight up roll your attack with advantage, but your sneak attack damage, because it's bonus damage, will be at disadvantage. If we want to talk about this moving forward, that's what we'll do. But for right now, that's what we got.
I mean, whatever you're the DM and everything like that. I get it. It just feels very specific to, like, I know that I understand where you're coming from, but like, I still meet all the qualifications for, like, this character ability, and it's weird as a player to already have something and then have it be weaker without it being already in the game. Like, it's additional things. And I know we want grappling to mean something, and if we want to throw away grappling in general and then say restraint from then on, but like...
So I hear what you're saying, but like, what you've basically done is, like, I spent a turn, instead of attacking you, doing something I thought would be cool, and you used an ability to take that away. And so I went back at you with it again to sort of burn that out of you if you were going to do it. You didn't. So now I have you. But now you're going to get full advantage, basically, stab them. I can't, like, as the DM, I can't agree with you, because...
But you already... But didn't we know that before going in? That's what I'm confused about, because now we're changing the rules now that the situation is here, and it's like, by the way, now this ability is specifically for your character is gone. Because it's just like, if you pick up Zahir, I don't know what abilities he has, or the thing that Chris just used, like, now that you're grappled, you can't use superiority die.
Well, so that's okay. So, well, what about this? Maybe this makes more sense. So what I had suggested before is that if you're grappled, you have disadvantage on your attack. But if your attack succeeds, you get maximum damage for, not maximum, but like, you have full access to everything you do. So that would mean that, like, you, in this scenario, would have disadvantage to attack, but because you have advantage because somebody is flanking, you would have just a straight up roll. You wouldn't be advantage or disadvantage. And if you hit with that roll, you would have your sneak attack because it's an attack with an ally. Does that make sense?
Okay, so grappling gives disadvantage going forward. That's
Yeah.
about
So,
it.
so I had suggested, and Kevin had said maybe that would, but again, like it needs some figuring out and some everything. But we're kind of in the battle right now. What I'm suggesting is that if you're grappled, you have disadvantage on attacks. But if your attack hits, you get all the benefits that therein go in. So like as a rogue, or as anyone that's flanking, as flanking you've lost the advantage. But as a rogue, your attack with somebody who's within 5 feet of the enemy that you're attacking, you would have sneak attack. That would just automatically happen. So
we just want to. It sounds like you just want to do restrained, is what it sounds like. It sounds like you have disadvantage on attack rolls. Attack rolls have advantage on you, and you have disadvantage on dex saving throws because you can't move. And that's what restraint is.
I mean,
the
only thing that I would change about that is that, like, since I'm sorry, and I'm just putting this out there, and again, we as a group we can work about this and think about this. Is that like if you're trying to defeat a grapple, standardly it's an athletics v athletics or an athletics v acrobatics, and so maybe what we're looking at there is rather than like that last important about like disadvantage with acrobatics is that like that's just like when you're grappled it's a straight up either check to break out or you can do your shit but you have disadvantage ahead. Does that kind of make sense? Does that like I'm like personally as a DM I think that kind of, but like I know what kind of shooting from the hip, so
I don't know. I like the whole thing with grappling. The way that I think they intended is that you take a turn to make sure that they can't move, and then if they want to move, they have to make a check unless they have some kind of magic that they can teleport or something. And then you're just like, oh, like when I wanted to grapple like Strahd or something like that, it's like, oh, he can just go through the floor or something like that. Like he can just teleport or, Misty Step, and then it's like, oh, that feels like a waste against it. And then maybe you can paint a scenario where grappling is effective, but just because it's not effective.
I think that what I would like to do is that unless you have a specific ability that gets you out of grapple, like a teleport or what is it? What did Kevin? What did you have? Misty Step? Yeah. Unless you have something like that, whatever you do is a disadvantage. I think that makes sense. And but if you pass that first level of disadvantage, whatever you have as abilities, just add to that. Does that let's you know what for tonight? Let's do that. If people are okay with it, let's do that. And then if we want to modify it, fine. But I definitely agree with Kevin that and TJ. I mean that whole scene in Strahd campaign where the monk was grappling the golden statue and the statue was just moving around, punching you. It made that whole thing dumb. Like it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm saying is that sometimes it just doesn't make grapple to like make sense. And I mean like I feel like we were on the same page before. This is what grapple does. You knew what grapple did. You grappled and then you're like, hey, I feel like this should do something more after the fact. And then the outcome was just my specific character ability. And I understood why too, because it's like how can you sneak up on somebody? But then I'm thinking I'm like, where does it also go for other characters? Shouldn't there just be a general thing?
No, that's fair. That's a fair point because we have kind of like walked down this path and done it with it. And I don't want to spring something on you that suddenly is like, hey, this is crazy town. But I do think that if a creature has spent its turn not attacking you and grappling you, it should get some benefit out of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's situations like when I did the whole that I can think that grappling might be useful. In that whole scenario where you guys were running away, back in the game that I ran, you guys were running away. If like one guard grabs you, your movement goes to 0. A bunch of other guards come up and they start, attacking you, and you're like, oh, I need to move, you know, so I need to do an escape attempt or something. But I don't know. Like, I understand that grapple is just like if you want it to be more useful in parts because we never use it. But yeah, I mean, if he wants to throw me or something like that.
Well, so I'm like full disclosure. That's what he was going to do. Like, he grabbed you to throw you. Originally, he was going to throw you down the hall and try to hit the people down the hall that he saw. And then you did your ability and didn't do that. And then this other guy showed up in the room and started stabbing you. So now he picked you up and he wants to throw you.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I'm cool with anything. I mean, I don't even mind if he second mace and he hits it here and then both of us get damaged. Like, I don't care about any of that. Whatever you want to do. The only like hill I'm dying on here is like there's a certain character ability, and I don't mind having, you know, disadvantages as long as it can be spread to, like, you know, equally. It's like, you know, had I known about this little thing, it's like it only affects your class as rogue, and that's the only thing that I'm trying to.
Okay.
That's the only reason I'm slowing this down. Otherwise, we would be like, okay, let's go.
Like, TJ, I'm sorry. Like, if you think that that's happening, I think that this is a very worthwhile discussion.
Yeah.
So, I think that what I would like to do from this point forward, and maybe what I have to do is, as a DM that recognizes that walking into this fight and people's decisions prior to this turn, that this was not announced, so this needs to be different. Is from now on, whether you, as a player, grapple an opponent or an opponent grapples you, anything you do besides an attempt to break out will have disadvantage. And so, that being said, we have to, like, as a DM and as an attempted to be honest DM, I can't apply that to you right now. So that's what we're going to do moving forward. So, like, if I had announced that before this fight, right now you would have disadvantage on what you would do. If you succeeded on that disadvantage attack, if that's what you're going to do on your turn, you would get your full sneak attack. But because that's not what we're actually doing right now, I can't say no, we're actually doing now, but because I didn't announce that, and for fairity, you will have the ability to attack, and that looks like a goddamn hit. Shit. So,
could I just clarify one thing? Because you had said that someone came in and started stabbing. He used a scimitar, so it's slashing. Just needed to clarify that. Zahir, scimitar slash.
So there's a part of me as like a truist that wants to be like, damn, Kevin, that's awesome. And then there's another part of me that wants to shut up!
No, it's that one. It's that one's the one I'm going for.
Yeah.
Technically correct. Best kind of correct.
The best kind.
Right. So, anyways, 23 is a hit. How much damage do you do? Don't forget sneak attack, because that's what you got.
What? Did you do this, Kevin? Was this you?
Probably, but what?
What? It calculated sneak attack for some reason, and I didn't.
Oh yeah,
do anything
hey, it's right there.
with it.
That's
So a total of 14?
Yeah.
looks like it. Yeah, well, like that's the point. It's, you know, it does all of that. That's what Beyond 20 does. It's dope. Cause it knows your class. If you know that it's attack plus
hold on.
sneak attack.
It's cause I'm highlighting my figure right now. Sweet. That's interesting. That must be what it was. I thought you altered something because I'm like, I had to roll like a d6 on the side otherwise.
No, are you using Beyond 20?
Yeah.
Well,
But it never
you
came
finally
up
did
before.
it right. You
That's what
finally
I'm
did it
saying.
right.
I finally did it right. I guess so. I just need to constantly highlight Loki here. Anyway, yeah, 14. What was it?
You should probably go with the 15. That's a hit.
Yeah, and what I'll do, just to clarify, because it's been both times, but I'll go with the first one. Not because both times it's been higher, but just because we'll go with the first one.
Well, no.
If it hits.
I'm sorry. Where you?
I don't want.
You're flanking. You should roll twice and take the.
Yeah. I'm just talking about the damage. I'll go with the first one, so that way, if it were a 7 and 9, I wouldn't be like, well, I have disadvantage with both. Fuck you. But yeah, so the first one is 9.
Okay, alright. So you come, like, this thing picks up Loki. Loki, like, is like, kind of like whittles out his rapier and stabs him right in the chest, and he's like, oh, Lord. And as that happens, you, like, Zahir comes down behind him and just slashes him across the back again, and he, like, arches back. Loki, you almost are, like, able to, like, wriggle free of his fist, but his fist, like, lashes back down like a vice around you, like, as it clamps down. It is Friend's turn. Friend says, fucking about time. You go, actually, it's about time. And he turns and he throws at Zahir. And we all wait for the rolling of the dice.
Oh wait, he throws me?
He throws you at Zahir.
Okay, acrobatics?
You will have an acrobatics. We'll have an acrobatics. I'm just waiting to see what the roll is because I don't know what you guys see, but on roll 20 right now, I just see rolling the dice. Oh my god! Shit! Does a 10 hit Zahir?
Oh, no. No.
Damn it. Alright, so Zahir takes no damage as this thrown halfling bounces off of him. However, what I need Loki to do is roll me a dex save. DC 12.
Dex save. Dex save. Go. Do it. Go. Come on.
Oh, with only a 9, you're gonna take. Oh, damn it!
Damn it, Loki. What's with this? Okay. What's the damage?
I mean, he's not a very perceptive or dexterous rogue. Because he went wizard too much.
It's true. He knows his role.
Yeah, rolling.
I knew that wall was going to hit me.
Come on, roll 20. What do we got?
I foresaw it.
I'm in another one of these, like, holding patterns. Now roll 20, rolling the dice, roll. Come on. We got. Oh my god. Come on. This is why I'm just gonna get dice on my own. But come on! Come on! Wait, so you failed, so you take 9 points of damage as you, like, bounce off of Zahir and smash into him, and you are prone on the floor.
Those ones are cute. Okay.
Yeah, they're super cute. They also make me vomit a little bit. Like, I spent 2 turns to roll 3 ones. But anyways, all right. So that was Friend, and it goes to Hrothgar. What are you doing?
I'm gonna move over here and then wait. I'm setting my attack, waiting for him to come within range.
What is your range?
Like 15 feet.
Yeah, but 15 feet in a straight line, correct? Like, you can't bend around the corner.
Yeah, but I can still see, like, right that window right there.
So I'm I'm being very honest right now. If your area of attack is here, you cannot attack that.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so there you are. You've set up. So there you go. And you have a 10-foot reach or a 15-foot?
I think it was supposed to be 10, but with some of the stuff I have, I moved it up to 15. I'm double checking.
Gross. Loki, I'm just gonna put you like right here.
Okay.
So I am looking. All right, Chris is.
I'm gonna say 10.
It's 10 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so your threat range is to right there. Okay. All right, I'm going to cut over. It goes to Navakri. Navakri, you're kind of away from everything right now. What are you doing?
It looks like it might be time to start yelling insults at the one guy that she can kind of see through this area. She has to move up.
So I'm asking, like, you have line of sight, like you have vision all the way over there?
It looks like it. Well, I don't actually have control, so it doesn't have the line. But this line goes through kind of like those two, the two cave openings.
Oh, hold on. Let me do this. Let me just. If I do this, can you still see him?
No, because I don't have control.
Yeah, no. I'm asking
Of Navakri.
that you just move the line of sight that you would have had from Zahir. That's why.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have vision from Navakri.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. I'm controlled by Kevin.
Because that's just going to clear the whole path up.
Yeah. Okay. And then if I do this, can you still see over there?
I don't have control.
You don't?
You gave it to the guy.
I gave
Yeah.
Kevin. Yeah, you're not Kevin in this game. Sorry, Zeada.
Yeah, no worry.
Save settings. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
try this.
you can.
Can you?
Yeah, I can definitely see that thing even before you moved him.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, even before I moved him back.
Okay. As long as you could see him, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something where you couldn't see. All right. So
Yeah.
it is a wisdom save.
Wisdom 13.
Yeah, this one's gonna be much harder because these fucking guys suck at them. Let me get that properly. Wait for the rolling of the dice. Oh my god! You know what? I'm gonna go. Before we wait for this, I'm just going to grab my d20 because this is stupid.
Okay.
But we're waiting, and we'll know the outcome next year.
Ha!
Well, I heard you laugh. It makes me think it's one shot.
Well, it started off as good. I'm like, damn. Oh, yeah! So, 3 points of damage, and he's got a disadvantage with his next attack before the end of his next turn.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, so 3 points of damage against that guy?
Yep, and disadvantage for his next attack.
Okay, all right, got it. All right, so boom. Let's do this because needs to be done. He is now critical. Okay. However, now goes to Doug. Doug grabs his spear, turns around, and is like, fuck this shit, and goes, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, he's gonna roll some dice to see what happens.
Make it fucking rain. Make it hail.
And he is
A ball around a
going
budget.
to charge at... no, I'm sorry. He is going to charge at Zeada right here, because he rolled low, rolled high, I should say, and is going to try to stab. However, that is within 10 feet, so as he gets right there, it is going to provoke from Hrothgar. So Hrothgar, if you want to roll a hit, we'll roll 2 hit. Please roll away.
Well, of course I want to.
I mean, you could always say no. You could pass.
I kind of did.
Oh, that's a big old miss! Nothing for you! All
You
right.
should have been small.
Wait a minute. That's a 1. I can re-roll that.
How can you re-roll it?
That was one of my abilities.
Which
For
ability
halfling?
is that? I don't like my rolls, so I'll re-roll it.
Well, he's actually 3 halflings stacked up, so he gets triple advantage on this one now.
Roth actually needs to use Scandinavian. So, do you have lucky as an ability?
I have great weapon fighting, so I can re-roll a 1 or 2 on that's damage. Never mind.
It's damage. No, sir. No, that is a
I was
miss.
close.
All right. Now, I do have to ask though: did somebody curse or do something that gave him disadvantage on his first strike? Because I feel somebody did.
Not anymore.
Oh, because last turn he ran to get the spear. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So Doug is going to try and strike. So here we go. D20 plus 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 plus, and he's coming at you, Zeada.
Oh, he can see me around there? Alright, well, no.
Well, he's
fucking
right
misses.
at the corner.
No,
I'm gonna
it's
say
just
he's right.
interesting. His, intelligence
Hey, you
was a
wouldn't let
big
me
thing
know
that
it,
you
so I
kept
don't know
pointing
what's
out,
up
but
with that.
now it's, he stays back. I'm just pointing out. No problem.
Well,
No, he
he came up
misses.
to
Go
attack
fuck
you.
yourself. Go. Get out of here.
Second attack, because he has a second attack. Does a 12?
No, that
hit?
also misses. Get the fuck out of here. Cheating DM bitch.
Roll 20.
It says that you're a cheating bitch.
I'm not a cheating.
Go. Alright, next turn. He missed. My turn. I
I
attack.
wanted to go because I
Yeah. Sure. Alright, I attack.
All right. So yeah.
I miss.
Oh,
Next.
Shit, I wish we were playing with fumbles, but that's a miss.
I really fucking don't wish.
All right.
They are terrible and just the worst part of the game.
Are you doing? No one.
No, that's it. That's all I got. It's halfling. Go.
All right. So that was Zeada. It goes back to the top of the order. It is Loki's turn. Loki, you are prone. Half your move is to stand up, but it doesn't matter because you're still in the midst of it.
Okay. Alright, so, thing's pretty injured. I'm gonna attack it.
Okay. Roll to hit. That's definitely a hit. That is totally a hit.
Click on the character. Let's see if it determines it this time.
So 11 total points of damage?
Yes.
Alright. This thing looks like it's on its last legs. Like, I mean, like it already did, but like it looks like it doesn't have much left. And as you come in and stab it in the other like thigh, and it's like, and like you're taking it down, but it's just it hasn't fallen yet. It's this big like just sort of like behemoth kind of thing. Are you doing anything else in your turn?
No.
All right. It goes to. It goes to our friend, but Kevin, did you roll at the end of your last turn to see if he's still there? Could you roll a d20 and tell me if he's still there?
All right. So I'm assuming Zahir is up.
Well, so it's Zahir is up, but I don't think I had you roll a d20 at the end of his last turn. So.
Okay.
Oh, Zahir is no longer there. He has evaporated. He is
Okay.
no longer there. He's gone back in his Pokeball in Loki's pocket.
Neato.
Let's put him somewhere over here so that he's not fucking anything. Okay. All right. Well, like I mean, he had a chance. He had a 0.25% chance each time. All right. And it goes to Friend. And Friend, like on his last legs, is like, I don't like little person. And he's going to try to hit you. I'm gonna see what happens. Jesus Christ, I would love to do something with this guy, but he just keeps fucking up. Does a 16 hit you, Loki? Or are you gonna do something about it?
She also has disadvantage.
He has disadvantage.
Yeah, you're right. Hold on, let's roll that again.
Boom.
It doesn't matter. The club
Because the light.
I imagine Loki sees the club coming down at him, and he's just like, "Oh my god, my fucking time has come." And then at the last minute, like the ogre kind of like winces like on the side because like one of the stabs that somebody had given him before, and he just kind of goes like, and the club just comes down and thunders to like the left of Loki. The air is like by him. The club is like, and the ogre is just like, "I can't hit little person, friend of night." All right, and it goes to Hrothgar. What are you doing, Hrothgar?
Well, pretty much the same stuff I've been doing, missing.
Stabby, stabby, stab, stab.
I know I have to hit to do all that.
Well, I mean, my creatures need to do that too, and they've done none of it. So.
Alright, so.
Stay back like a little bitch.
Attack. Yay!
That's a hit. That is a hit. So you do 9 points of damage to this guy? Wow.
All right. Hit. I'm going to expend another superiority die. Let's see. What are we gonna do?
Just a creature to that. Yep.
Alright, so I am going to do a maneuvering attack. Since I have hit with my roll. Okay. Let's see. Superiority die, add the total to the damage roll. So that's another D8.
So another 7. Wow! Fucking this guy up.
Well, that's the point.
I know.
But my maneuvering attack, let's see, will allow a creature that can see or hear me to use its reaction to move up to half its speed without provoking opportunity attacks from the target. So, Zeada, if you want to move.
So where can I go?
You can use your reaction to move up to half your speed without provoking an opportunity attack.
I actually want to be here, so I'm actually gonna stay here and hope that he runs away.
Okay, now is
So
there
that would actually be like super helpful in like try to get somebody to flank maneuver, but because there's a giant in a tunnel,
That's the only
it's
issue.
a little difficult right now.
Yeah, a little difficult, but can I also use an action surge?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can
Yeah,
you can use
yeah.
that whenever you want.
All right, so I'm going to use an action surge. So I get one for every short rest. And I'm going to take another attack and hit him again. Without spending a superiority die this time.
All right, tell me what you get, and I will monitor it.
Nope. That would be a big nothing.
The delayed pause is just me laughing.
Okay. So that's it. I'm done.
Are you still laughing? It was just a miss.
Well, I could be laughing or a bio break. Your call.
I'm gonna go with you are laughing like a weirdo.
Well peeing.
Just pissing all over everything. It's just the funniest thing.
There's a little part of me that says all of that was true. However, it would also be untrue. Of
We
me.
don't need to hear about the little parts.
Yeah, little farts. We're doing it. But anyways, all right. I am super excited that you missed, and
I'm not.
well, you're not, but you're also not playing the monsters. I am. So, as I come back to the table to see what happens next,
Dun dun
it
dun.
is Novakri's turn. So, Novakri, what are you doing?
Wisdom save on the one I can see, which is the the half giant guy to the right, whatever he is. Ogre? He's an ogre.
Ogre. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't like you making those rolls because those are the ones that are at a -2. So,
So 15 or higher, and that's not.
how much damage do you do?
Not much. One whole damage
Still a damage.
and disadvantage.
Like the ogre is really looking like it's at the end of its strength right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it doesn't look like it has much left. However, it goes to Doug. Doug is standing right there, and Doug sees Zeada and says, "It's time." It is just like, "You're not gonna get my goat," and stabs at you.
I didn't even know you had goats.
Let's see what happens. D20 plus 6. Hold on. Why did that just do that? Come on. Roll.
No,
Well,
the
that's
12
another
still doesn't
12,
hit me.
so that's going to be a miss. And I'm going to try for my second attack because I get 2 of them because I'm a fucking giant. And I get an 11.
But an 11
and I miss
hits.
twice again. What the fuck? And so that's the end of his turn. And it goes to Zeada. Zeada, what do you want to do right now?
Probably, like, I don't want to do this, but what I'm guessing is it's going to be a miss. But here we go. Jesus Christ, roll 1,000 things.
It's a hit,
17.
and,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hit.
So 8 damage. And I'm going to go ahead and use my final spell slot to go, hey, what's up? Have some more 2d8. And that's 13.
Yeah, so how do you use that final spell slot to destroy Doug?
So I stab him with my sword, and then I empower it, and he explodes from the inside, like what they say a hot dog will do if you leave it in the microwave.
All right, so
It's not what
you
they say,
microdog
but
this
would
guy.
do it. I've done that.
that is what they say, and if it works, that isn't not what they say.
All right, so you micro-dog this guy, and he just is not on the map any fucking more. I missed
Well, he's kind of
every
all over the
fucking
map.
attack I had with this guy. This is terrible. All right, so yeah, he's gone. And so it goes to Loki. Loki, top of the order. You, what do you do?
I'm gonna attack him.
All right, swing away. Remember, no advantage. Zahir's no longer there. Ah, you don't need it. Boop.
No sneak attack. None of that. That's pretty neat. Send it to roll 20. Go. There we go.
So,
Start and end the battle in the same way.
I'm going to share with you that friend had 11 hit points left. What do you do?
Neat. I'm just gonna Goku this, and I'm like coming towards him, and it's gonna like slow down, and I'm just gonna be like, I hope you come back someday, and we can be friends, and then we can fight in a tournament with me and my family, and then I stop having a stroke and then stab him.
Stop having a stroke.
So you didn't full Goku him, because you would have spared him in that case.
No, that's what he did with Majin Buu. That's the only case where he's just looking on him. He's like, you only destroyed like 85 planets and half the universe, but I really want you to come
But it
back
was
as a
fun
friend."
fighting.
And then he throws
It was
a nuke
fun
on him.
punch you.
And he throws a nuke on him, and then he does come back.
So I'm just going to say, you guys just fought
Twice.
2 fucking CR... I'm sorry. You fought a CR2, a CR2, and a CR3 creature, and none of them landed any damage. Or if they did, it was minimal at best. Because
There was not. There was one that was minimal. Last week, they had some fucking massive hits. Maybe it was just the one hit. But I know Hrothgar got like 24 damage, and it was just like, oh, I hope I don't get hit.
Okay, so I think that the easiest way to do this is to say, first of all, holy shit, that's fucking amazing and great job, guys. I really thought somebody was gonna fucking drop. I did. You had a giant making 2 attacks at +6, and with the spear was a crazy amount of damage, and like that's why I gave the 50-50. Like I was just gonna give them like giants wielding a weapon have like additional damage die added in 5th edition. So I'm like, okay, this is like you guys are fucked. Like as soon as these hits hit, you're fucked. And none of them hit this week. The other thing was the ogre. I was like, the ogre has a halfling in front of him. What can I do? So like I did a bunch of reading about like grabbing a creature and throwing them in 5th edition. And I'm like, I'm gonna throw them at someone else. And there was never someone else to do it, and also that never worked. But he's an ogre with an intelligence of like 6. So a good idea is a good idea, even when it's not a good idea. So a bunch of weird shit happened. What I will say is I'm going to give everybody a quick reminder, and then you guys can tell me what you want to do. What you know is that in this room, where you fought the cave bear, there is a frozen over pond with a statue of an elf with a well-placed, non-sexual fig leaf at the bottom of it. In this room are a series of almost like cave painting-like murals that show the trials and tribulations of a barbarian tribe across the tundra, with a sarcophagus in the middle. In this room, there are a series of casks and barrels suspended above the room, 10, 12, 15 feet up by a series of ropes. This is a frozen river leading in. And I think that's about the extent of what you've seen. So, if the group wants to regroup or if people want to go somewhere specifically, let me know what you're doing, and I will tell you what you see and or what's available to you.
Well, I know I was going this way to kind of get up to where I know the little one was running from the other room, and I assume I'm going to see stuff in this room.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So as you get there, you see a series of steps that lead up. However, as you were passing through this area, this sort of like a half circle or like dais kind of area, you saw a series of what looked like burial chambers or burial mound, not burial mounds, but like areas that had been carved out for like the remains of ancestors.
Catacombs.
They're not catacombs. They're literally like shelves in the rock that have been carved out, and what look like ancient bones and like wraps or felt or like fabrics are on them, but they all look like they've broken down and fallen apart. As you come up here and you get to the stairwell that's right here, you see that in front of you is a sarcophagus, much like the sarcophagus that your mummy friend had come out of during the Elven Chamber. And then on the walls around this room, to the left, the center, and to the right, is this tapestry of color and painting that, as you look at, you see the story of what looks like this tribe fighting its way across the tundra, and then this sort of like almost like deitypic or like godlike female chieftain that's leading them and leading up, and she has like her hand raised up, and there's like a glowing ember here, and then there's another picture where she's like casting her hand across like her tribesmen, and there's like this aura around it, or like this glow, and it just seems like this it almost seems like a deity or like this very powerful figure that has been cast into color on these walls.
I assume this is a prophecy of mine. Female, aura. That's all I needed.
Okay, so what do you do with that?
I'm gonna check the sarcophagus and see if there's anything on that of note before I'm thinking of opening that.
All right, so you check the sarcophagus, and there is a stone lid on it, but it looks like it's going to take a significant amount of strength to open.
Well, we're gonna try and see if we have that amount of strength.
The DM sits back looking at roll 20, saying, yes? You put a hand on it, maybe two hands, and you give it like the whole like and it doesn't budge.
Should that have been, I don't even know if this would matter, in athletics?
Well, you could try, add your athletics to that. What was your total athletics?
It would be a +6, so it would have been a 17, if it matters at all.
With the 17, you push on it, and it doesn't budge. It doesn't.
Alright, I'm going to keep trying that as other people are going about their business.
Sounds like you struggling over there. I'll come over and give him a hand.
Okay. All right. As you start to come over that way, Loki and Zahir is no longer here. So Loki and Novakri, are you doing anything? Actually, you know what? Novakri, as you are in this room with this pool, this frozen over pool with this like elven statue below, give me a knowledge arcana.
Oh. Looked like it was spinning like it was going to land on the 20. It definitely didn't.
Well, so it's so what was it? What's Novakri's knowledge arcana about?
So that roll was a 6.
I'm just asking this because on roll 20 I see a 15 and then a 6. So like did she roll a 15 and then a 6, or like how did that happen?
No. The 15 was my strength roll from before.
Shit.
And the
That's
6
right. I'm sorry.
is the arcana.
All right. With the arcana, she realizes that there's some sort of like weird magical pulse that's coming from the statue down there, but not in a negative sense. Like it seems very positive in nature, but she's not sure what it is, and it's definitely frozen between her and several inches of like frozen water. Like it's at the bottom of this pool.
Oh, so it's in the middle, like at the bottom. Okay, all right.
Well, so the statue itself is near the sort of black end, like right here.
Okay, but it is underneath.
The statue, but the pond goes down some like 10, 15 feet. So the top, like several layers of frozen salt.
Okay, cool.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to cut over to Loki then. Loki, what do you do?
Going to make sure the area is secure, because we only know these rooms, so I kind of want to
All right,
investigate a bit more.
Before you do that, give me a perception check, please.
Oh, speciality. Here we go.
What's crazy?
Yeah.
Wait, no. What's crazy is a 5 is enough. 5 is enough.
Neat.
Because per the rules of 5th edition, it's actually your passive perception that gives a clue in. It's your rolls that give you additional data. So your passive perception, which is high enough to notice that suspended from the ceiling of this chamber by a series of ropes and pulleys are 6 baskets. Clustered near the south are 3 wooden casks. That's hard to say. Casks carved with Goodmead's heraldic symbol. A drinking mug made with a coat, and then additionally are 3 more barrels.
All right, noted. So we know where they're storing that.
So you realize right away with this that like the first 3 that have the Goodmead cast with like sort of antler handle stamp on them are the missing, like the most recent 3 missing Honeymead casks. However, there are 3 more that are suspended as well.
Let's stock up on food and cannonballs.
Well, we can always take the extra ones back with us and deliver the ones that, because they said there was only the 3 that was stolen.
I don't remember anything being stolen.
Wait, just so you guys know, currently in this room, there are only the 3 that are hanging, and then 3 additional casks that do not have the Goodmead mark on them.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
Okay. I'll just kind of note that for now.
Yeah, and I would say that you can, Loki, by looking at it, realize that although when you look up at the ropes that are hanging everything right now, they seem a little dizzying. It's fairly easy to recognize that there are ropes coming down to like over here, like right about here, that are connected to like tie-offs that could lower them down.
Cool.
All right. So if you are going to explore and look after or look on, what are you doing?
Just making sure. I don't know if they were misidentifying friend as another giant, but I thought there was two giants, so I want to just be cautious and check out the rest of the cave.
All right. So show me where you're going. I'll tell you what happens.
All right. Can I make a stealth check?
Sure. Absolutely. No. Go ahead.
No.
Cool. Okay. Kind of want to go down here.
Apparently he becomes John Cena.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh, what the fuck?
As you get right there, you see a large open up in front of you. The scent of roasting kind of hits your nose and kind of like goes through your nostrils. Goats and sheep seem to be held in a spacious animal pen on like the sort of southeasternly side over here. Other features in this room include wooden cart with broken wheel, 2 old crates, and 2 old barrels. The fire seems warm and inviting. However, I would ask that you give me a perception check.
Oh, a 20.
With a 20, you recognize that there is a spit over the fire, like one of those sort of rotisserie turning handles. And the meat itself, although seemingly interesting to your nose at first, as you get closer, you realize it appears to be bits of dwarf that include armor that may in fact have been Arten Glanhig was a local person you were told about that had gone missing with the military prior to the Verbeek's first attack.
Maybe we will start to like dwarf.
But with that, you also notice that near the log, there is a battle axe, some thick leather boots, and a small knife that that appears to glint in the firelight.
Okay. Does this room seem familiar? Is this the one that where the giant was before?
No, this you have not seen this room before. However, give me an intelligence check, like a straight, or actually a wisdom, whichever is higher.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Wow. All right. It was a very low roll, but yeah. So, what you remember is when you first came into these caves, there were oh shit, that just coming off my thing. Okay, there were 3 entrances. There was the entrance you went into to the left that led you to like the bear caves up here. There was a central entrance that was kind of blocked by some trees and logs, and then there was a right entrance that nobody went to. And with that kind of recognition, you realize that this path must lead out towards that central area to the right where you first came in.
All right, so I'm thinking there's another giant here somewhere. If the giant didn't come from this room,
Verbeeg, right?
yeah.
Kevin, if that was to me, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
No, that was to TJ. Just not that we're talking, but like, because we're on the same page with this. It's not necessarily, the
the ogre, but like a second Verbeeg was what the information had.
Right. And they're also like under like the subclass of giant, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it
So
could be
I will
people
say
getting confused.
I will also say,
Between
just for full disclosure, there are 6 sheep and 6 goat in the pen that are in that main chamber that you've kind of stumbled upon.
oh, symbolic. All right. Okay, so we knew. Yeah, we were told that there were Verbeeg. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go to the rest of the group and tell them to head back and tell them to keep it down because we might still have company here. And then wrap up my turn, I guess.
I will say to you that with the check that you made, that you feel pretty positive that like this, like going into this cave right here, if there was something in there that like was gonna come attack you, it would have already shown up. So like you feel kind of confident, like with that check, that like if there was another monster enemy, friend, or the Verbeeg, it would have come and gotten you.
So like seeing in this room. Okay, so.
Especially since this, like your wisdom check, kind of let you know that this way led you back to where you first came to this kind of thing. However, you do recognize that there is a passageway that way as well.
Alright, so going down here. Alright, so if I were to move past these boxes, go down here. The Verbeeg we saw was over here?
First started over here. Yep. Right there.
Interesting. But they had this guy cooking over here. So like the fire is, maybe I misheard. Is the fire just embers or is it still going strong?
The fire's going strong, and that's what's cooking that bit of like dwarf meat that you saw.
Okay. All right. Well,
chances are the Verbeeg set up right here to make sure that anyone coming in this way he would see. But you guys snuck past him, and he kept up his eyes this way because he wanted to keep an eye on his livestock that was over here.
okay.
And then what you know is that there's also additionally a way that pulls in, like underneath where the Verbeeg started, like in here.
Okay.
So, Loki, I'm gonna let you do one more thing, and then I'm gonna like kind of cut to other people.
I mean that's fine. I mean I'm still just looking for. Is this gate closed?
Yes. I'm sorry. On the map it's open, but the gate is closed. So
All
the
right.
livestock
Just
is in
make
there.
sure I
They should
don't
have been there like.
Interesting. I think I would just move over here to see what's up that way.
As you get
And
right
I
there,
still-
you see that the tunnel moves forward. I mean, obviously, as your light decrease, and then kind of like it, like to the left, it bends this way, and then to the right, it bends this way. So what? Before you can do anything else, I think I'm going to cut to everybody else. So,
That's fair.
Zahir's not here anymore. Friend is dead. Zahira, or Zeada, I'm sorry. What? Actually,
That's
you know what?
that's
Zeada,
not me on the map, but
No, wait. Before you do anything, give me a wisdom check.
wow.
All right. With a 12, you know that what might work with 2 people trying to do this in tandem is a tool or something, like maybe like a crowbar or something that you could argue would give like a multiplier to check.
Well, I got nothing like that. So, if new friend Hrothgar has something like that, like a crowbar, that'd be sweet.
I do.
Sweet. You wanna try and pry this thing open?
Sure.
My destiny may be inside.
All right, so if that's the case, I want you both. I'm going to count this as both your turns. Both of you give me a strength check and tell me what you get. Well, I mean, obviously I can see what you, but do it.
Ah, only 10. But that one's nice. And you should have advantage because of the crowbar. Not that you need it, I need it.
Hold on, I'm just doing some quick math. Okay. With the crowbar, there's two of you finally get the, like at first nothing happens and then it starts going like starts to drag across each other. And the top of the sarcophagus comes off. As it comes off, sure I have this down correctly. You see what looks like the skeletal remains of the chieftain that is painted in the pictures on the murals around you in this room. In her right hand is a female, you can tell. There is a wand. In her left hand, there is a small, like circle that looks translucent and yet white at the same time, almost like a see-through. What do you do?
I'm sorry, a see-through what?
Like pearl, like if you can think of like a pearl on a necklace, but imagine you can see through it. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I guess I'll grab those and see if there's anything that I can figure out what they do.
Give me a knowledge arcana.
That's what I was hoping you were gonna say. And that's why.
Well, that's one. So you can decide which one of those you want.
Let's go with that for the wand first.
Okay.
Can't hit anyone with this. And then for the pearl, got a 19.
19 is enough to know that is a pearl of power. And a pearl of power is effectively a spell slot of storage, which means that you, as a user or an owner of this thing, could have, if you can't cast them yourselves, someone cast up to a 4th level spell into it. However, if you wanted multiple spells, it has to be some breakdown of 1 to 3.
So it's a pearl version of a ring of storing? Or whatever?
Exactly.
Sick.
Exactly.
So anywhere in the stuff, is there pinches of peril?
Say that again, Chris. I'm sorry. What was it?
Well, we have a pearl of power, so do we have pinches of peril?
Well played, but no, sir. No. Kevin, what did you roll to recognize this?
A 19 for the Arcana?
Yeah, with a 19, you also know that the word to release the spell, once it is cast into this, is Gongo.
Gongo?
Gongo. G-O-N-G-O.
Fucking love it. Like gong and then an O.
Exactly. I had a feeling if you found this, that you'd love it. If you didn't, then whatever. But
And someone else would have. Or
so,
not.
So you realize this, and something to just sort of recapitulate is that the best place that you can find spellcasters in all of Ten Townsend is Bryn Shander. You may be able to find them in the subsequent, like the Goodmeads and the Outlying ones, but Bryn Shander is the majoritarily best place to find anything. So, all right. So you have done that. What are you guys doing? What else are you guys doing?
Is there anything else in that area?
No. Like that is all that is in the tomb. There was the wand, or the rod, I should say. There was the rod at this part.
I mean, if there's nothing else in this area, I'm gonna probably move on to the other parts of the stuff and see if anybody else needs any help.
Yeah, if I'm gonna kind of check out this room just a little bit more. I'm gonna kind of give you the wand, just be like, hey, if you're heading, if you see the little one, see if he might want this. Seems up his alley, kinda.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, so is the plan right now that you guys are gonna basically explore these caverns and then see what there is to see, and then basically go from there?
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Okay. There's nothing anybody else. Okay. So in that case, why don't I do that? So I'm going to grab Loki and just move him around. Loki, if you move up to here, you find that there is a giant pit that people have been throwing refuse and poop into, so you don't have to worry about that. You find that there is another entrance where there are
One man's poop is
there's not much
Loki's
to see,
treasure.
but there's also
It's Zahir. He's back. Is it an illusion?
Well, yeah, you see Zahir, but yeah, it's an illusion. But what you also notice is that right here are these massive mammoth bones, like straight up, woolly mammoth kind of bullshit kind of thing. So that's interesting.
Took out a Skyrim giant.
Yeah, so you come back in here, there's a bunch of stuff. However, because you were the first one to find it, I'm going to tell you that up here in this room, where there is still a dead oak, I should move out of here, there are a series of barrels, and in those barrels, hold on, I just want to make sure I give this to you guys correctly.
Coconuts and
I'm going
bananas.
to have to remember it.
And cannonballs.
Nope, in those barrels you find 72 silver pieces, 344 copper pieces, a translucent pink moss agate gemstone worth 10 gold pieces, a healer's kit, a hunting trap, and a small rabbit skin bag containing 10 silvered sling stones.
That is so much. I didn't get any of it.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do it again. All right. So
There was something that was 10 gold.
Wait. So there were 6
I helped.
casks. The first 3 are casks of honey mead. Each of them carry 20 gallons of honey mead, and each weighs approximately 200 pounds. So these are things to try to consider to town. Additionally, the other 3 casks contain 72 silver pieces, 344 copper pieces,
How about 300?
344.
Okay, chopping up for me. Okay,
Yeah.
add.
344 copper pieces, some pink moss, in a gemstone form that's equivalent to 10 gold, a healer's kit, a hunting trap, and a small rabbit skin bag that's got 10 silvered sling stones. So basically, if you find a werewolf, you have to throw sling. You have a sling and you can throw stones at him. These stones will do damage.
Sling bullets?
Yeah, well, so they're called stones, but it's the same thing. So if you have a sling, the sling stones, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find stuff that I already have. So 10. Add 200 items. What? Bundle size? No, I just want 10. God damn it. There's 20 in each. That's bizarre.
$20 bundles of sling bullets.
Alright, now I'm just gonna subtract.
Loki just comes back with, covered in just ammo pouches.
I'm going to say that Novakri, after being able to identify what's going on in the frozen pond, will ask anyone else who has a knowledge base in Arcana to come help her figure that out.
That rules me out.
That might rule everyone out. Arcana.
Or religion. It's up to you. Arcana or religion.
Okay, that might still rule everyone out.
Yeah, it still rules me out.
Yep. Loki, yep. Novakri, yep. Yep, so the literally the only person with Arcana or religion is Novakri.
In that case, I'll give, as you guys are kind of going, I'll give Novakri one other, either religion or check. Whoever wants to roll.
Let's see. Let's go religion. They're the same. Maybe this will be the one. There, it is the one.
Okay. So Novakri, you were kind of confused at first, and then you're looking down and you realize that the image that's in there is not just that of like an elf or like an elven imp, but actually that which is major deities. Also notice that it seems like the water itself underneath the sort of frozen top is
On fire.
carrying an enchantment that would be beneficiary in some way.
Alright, cool. That's definitely gonna be shared. I assume, she'll actually... Yeah, she can actually... can control it.
She's not capable of sharing anything beyond that. Like, she's not sure what the benefit would be or like why that is, but it clearly is like this particular thing. No matter why the cave bear and the giants were here, this at some point was some sort of shrine towards Sylvanas and like the elven kind of nature deities. But there's still some magics here, but she doesn't know.
Cool. She'll share that with the person in the next room, which is Zeada, who's currently doing some, studying on her destiny, though it's someone else's past.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to have transpire with her?
Not
I think not really much in this area. I think it's more if anyone else or if there's any other areas that might make sense, but I don't think so currently.
Okay, so what I would like to do is, I'm going to say that you guys, with this, about 11:30 right now, you guys have explored the caves, all right? What you found was that in this area down here, which is that central sort of tunnel that led up, there was a series of burial chambers on either side of this passageway that seemed very like Egyptian kind of thing, you know, like leading up to like the main deity's burial chamber. So everybody that was an underling got buried kind of thing. Like, I'm just actually low key. I'm just gonna grab you to show you, but like down here, that's what it looked like. You know, like bodies buried on the side, very ritualistically. Nothing crazy or out of sorts. What you know is the following: that in this room, under a level of like 1 to several inches of ice, is an elven statue that has some sort of. You know is in this room was a buried leader of some sort of now long forgotten tribe that you have now pilfered and taken a pearl of power and a rod. This room are 3 casks of honey mead, as well as the treasure I told you guys about. In this room over here, poop. You probably don't want to do it. In this room, there's a fire, some boxes of crates, whatever. If you want to eat some dwarf, it's cooking. And then there's a lot of sheep and goat right here. And then, should you choose to go out this way, there's some mammoth bones. So what do you guys want to do?
What kind of mammoth bones?
Dead mammoth bones.
Oh shit! Are we talking like tusks or what?
Well, you weren't there, but I'll share it. Jerk, but I'm kidding. They appear to be, if you were to go out and look at them, they appear to be mammoth bones that have been there for maybe like 10, 15, 20 years, but like a full set of mammoth bones, which is like a mammoth that maybe like laid down and died to guard the entrance to this cave, and as such, like the years and weather have, you know, done their part.
Alright, so I think if we'll probably at some point just kind of get together, gather our information, so then it's something where we know what's going on. Because I think if I know that there's a battle axe from Loki where the dwarf is, and there's a statue with, you know, blessed water sort of stuff, Zeada's going to try and smash that like button with the battle axe and open up the frozen water and see if we can get some beneficial water.
I love this idea, but I just have to ask, what battle axe are you talking about?
Next to the dwarf meat.
Oh yes, absolutely. Like it's yes, medium. I thought you were saying that you had found like a giant battle axe. I'm pretty sure I didn't.
I'll take it. Sure, yes. That one, the one you just said.
Yeah. So a medium size. So
it's like a +4, right?
So yeah.
You said. Oh, we lost him. Sorry, my bad joke.
I'm definitely still here. So like, if you go over and do this, like, I mean, I'm not even gonna make a check. Like, you can take that axe and go over and chop it up, and like the ice breaks away relatively quickly, and underneath it, like maybe like 6, 7, 8 inches down is this elven statue and this crystalline water surrounding. What do you do?
Now, statue, is it like a small statue, or is it like a life-size statue?
Life size. Like the pond itself goes down maybe 8, 9 feet. And rising from it is like a dais, like a mound, and the statue's there that stands maybe 5 or 6 feet tall. And then underneath the ice that you just chopped through is maybe a foot and a half of maybe 2 feet, depending, of water.
All right. So yeah, I would kind of chop in and make like a big enough hole, and kind of see if I don't know, like let's scoop some up and see if it has any sort of difference, but before just maybe jumping in.
All right. So you reach down and you do that. Give me a perception check.
All right. Wait, what does that do? Huh, weird. So 10. Wait a second, hold on. Let me check something. Huh. So, if you hold control... Oh, that's disadvantage. Wait a second. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so just so you guys know, on D&D Beyond, if you hold control, you can roll with disadvantage, or if you hold shift, you roll with advantage. Because you can see, even though I rolled a 23 and a 12, it gave the 12, and when I held the shift, it gave the 17. That being said, I think I rolled higher on every other single fucking roll than the one that counts, which is the 10.
So what you recognize is it seems like this frozen water with a statue in it.
Maybe it needs more to activate. So far I have no reason not to trust Novakri. I'll get in and see if it does anything else other than be fucking cold. Although I think I would go armor off. This isn't the first time I've been in cold water.
Zeada.
Definitely not.
Zeada, can you pull me into a private chat real fast?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a heads up. You are adding an R.
Hold on.
No, I know. I'm just saying, based on my name, you're adding an R.
I'm so like you. Oh, Zeada. I'm sorry.
No worries. You were doing it before, and I was just like, whatever.
Well, no, you're saying that, and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Oh, yes. Okay, all right. So you have currently, what do you have from the the tomb that you opened up? What do you have?
The pearl.
Okay, you have the pearl. As you go into the water, you feel this weird sensation of like, almost like if you've ever done that whole magnet with the salt kind of thing, where like all of these bits and like particles start being pushed away from you, but not in that like not in a negative sense of like you're losing part of yourself, but like there's things you don't need. And as you kind of submerge yourself a little further and you look towards the statue of this of Sylvanus, his eyes kind of glow for a sec, and you notice that he kind of like nods and he's like, and some bullshit you might have had to deal with has been taken away. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Well, all right. Keep your secrets. All right. Well, cool. I guess. Unfortunately. I assume it's cool.
Yeah. So back to everybody else.
All right. Cool. I saved us, but I don't know from what.
Neato.
Yeah.
Everybody, we're back.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath.
Alright, so Zeada, who I've been fucking up her name for a while. Apologize. Yeah.
That breakup was interesting.
Yeah. So that went down.
Hey, I made a character that was good enough for an anime pillow. Fuck off.
So, anyways, is there anything else that people want to try to achieve here? I mean, clearly we've got one person chopping into ice and diving into like subterranean depths. But is there anything else anyone wants to achieve here before we move on?
We definitely have our main goal that we have to achieve.
Get the mead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so let me ask you this. What are you guys' thoughts of bringing these casts back? Because these casts each weigh somewhere between 200 250 pounds.
I can carry 2.
Jesus.
Actually,
What?
but I'm not saying that you can't. But do me a favor and roll a wisdom check.
Oh, do we have any? Do they have any wagons or anything in this room?
Oh,
Well,
wisdom.
interesting. You should say that. But first question is, Loki.
13.
Loki, you realize that there are a number of beasts of burden that are in the next room, namely goats and sheep that could pull carts and wagons and whatnot. And then as you throw that out there, Hrothgar, you realize, and I'm not going to make you move around to figure it out, whatever. You realize that there are actually carts, barrels, and whatnot that maybe you could use to move these barrels through in that room that include wheels and whatnot. So, like, if you could maybe manufacture a series of ropes and pulls and carries, that there is a way that you may not even have to do this yourselves. Like, the beasts of burden could do it for you.
Isn't there a whole room with pulleys and what in there that was holding casts up to the ceiling?
Well, there was. But that was about holding things to the ceiling.
We're not gonna have a ceiling when we're going from town to town. I mean, come on. Roll an intelligence check. I mean, serious?
All right. Do me a favor. Everybody who's here, roll me a wisdom check. Tell me what the combined total is.
Durr.
Dur.
Another one?
Jesus Christ. So 17 and then 30. So 30 total.
Well, don't you have one more person with you?
Oh,
Zeada?
if we're counting, yeah. Who is it? Abakri.
You got.
Oh, okay, 21. There it is. That's a crit.
So with that,
So
you
51.
guys realize that what you can do is you can take the cart, hook it up to the animals, put those barrels in it, and with very limited additional effort, bring the coinage and whatnot that you found out with you. And so you do that, and you're like, all right, let's get back to town. So you start to head out, and as you start to head out, I'd like everybody to give me a perception check. All right. And so as you come out of the cave mouth down here, now, would you have headed out this way, or would you have headed out this way? Up to you guys. Tell me
I
what you
didn't
want.
see what you put.
Yeah, everything is dark.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, Loki, I'm just going to grab you for a sec. And then you can say, would you have come out where the mammoth tusks are, or would you have come out where you started? Up to you. What are you thinking?
Probably this way. Where
Okay.
the closest to the beast of burden, as you put it.
Okay. So, as you guys, like, you know, get the beasts of burden together, and you start heading out that way, and, like, you've loaded up, you know, the bits and pieces, and you're like, we're not eating dwarf meat that's on the spit, and we're doing all this stuff. As you start to head out that way, you're like, all right, let's get back to Goodmead, and then let's settle this up with Roger, and then let's get the hell out of this crazy town. And as you start to walk out, all of a sudden, everybody who's there hears this same sound. And that same sound is... You'll not survive taking care of John. I'll take care of you. And then, as you look up, there's this large basket, and large, I mean 8 by 8 foot basket full of something that's gleaming, flying through the air, coming towards you guys. And that's what we'll pick up next week. Good job, everybody. Little Cliffy.
Is it Bowser Jr.?
No, it's not Bowser Jr.
Sounds like it. Okay.
Cool deal.
All right, good stuff, everybody. Again, I'm super disappointed in my monsters, but you guys are awesome. If I was not rooting for my monsters and I was rooting for you guys, I would have left the arena tonight being like, "Oh, my team is the greatest," because you guys did amazing. I'm just so mad I didn't kill you guys. You're sick, but good job nonetheless. And Chris, son of a bitch. I love everything you're doing with the Pull-Out Master, because I think that's an amazing thing that I, as a player in 5th edition, have not just exploited enough yet, and I think it's great. And then the same with you, TJ, oh, what's that? Oh, I have luck. And also, anything you do, I'm just gonna fucking undo because you're a dick. And I love it. I just love it.
That's why I named him Loki. Trickery.
I'm a trickster.
Quite the ringing endorsement.
Keep it on the down low.
It's often what we hear.
Cool deal.
All right. Well, thank you, Tom. Till next
Yes.
time.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys next week.
Until next time.
Oh, before I forget, actually,
Too late.
TJ,
Bye.
Can you stick around for just a couple of quick seconds, and then, because I want to run through something by you, and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
All right, cool. Give me 1 second.
All right, laters.
Later, man.
Later.